Tonight, as the world grows quiet, you begin to look upward. The day has ended, its urgent rhythms and bright noises fading away into the soft shadow of the evening. Wherever you are, allow your body to sink deeply into the surface beneath you, letting your mind relax, your breathing slow, and your limbs grow heavy and light all at once, as if gravity itself has softly surrendered its hold on you. There is nothing left for you to do, nowhere else you need to be, and no questions you need to answer tonight. You have only to rest, to breathe, and to let the gentle current of the cosmos carry you outward into the great quiet dark. When you look up into a clear moonless night sky, far from the glare of city lights, you might see a hazy river of starlight stretching across the dark canopy above. To the human eye, this pale streak seems like an ocean of light, but it is barely a droplet. We are looking through the thickest slice of our home galaxy, peering along the dense, humming corridors of the Milky Way, a vast spiral of stars, dust, and dark matter that has been turning slowly in space for over 13 billion years. We live inside this colossal river of light, surrounded by over 100 billion stars, yet almost all of it remains invisible to us, hidden behind thick curtains of interstellar dust or simply too vast to grasp from within. Tonight, you are leaving the bounds of the Earth, drifting gently upward through the atmosphere, past the familiar glow of the moon, and out into the tranquil expanse of the solar system. The sun becomes a brilliant, silent beacon behind you as you float into the true scale of the galaxy. You are not lost. You are simply stepping out into the wider neighborhood of your cosmic home. Our solar system does not lie within the dramatic sweeping arcs of the galaxy's major spiral arms. Instead, we occupy a small, quiet structure known as the Orion Spur, a relatively calm lane of stars nestled gently between the larger Sagittarius and Perseus arms. It is not an especially dense or violently active region, and that profound quiet may be the very reason we are here at all. In this peaceful suburb between galactic highways, massive supernovae are rarer, and radiation storms are far less frequent. This quiet corner of the galaxy gave life on Earth the long, undisturbed time it needed to emerge, to breathe, and to slowly unfold. You belong to a peaceful harbor in a vast spinning sea. As you drift further outward, watching the stars glide past in complete silence, you begin to feel the scale of the galaxy's motion. Everything here is in motion, quietly, slowly, and endlessly. The galaxy is not a static picture, nor is it a rigid wheel. It is a living, flowing current, and we are drifting effortlessly within it. Our sun sweeps forward through the Milky Way at an astonishing speed of over 828,000 kilometers an hour. That is more than 230 kilometers every single second, yet the galaxy is so unimaginably vast that it still takes our sun roughly 225 million years to complete just one graceful loop around the center. This immense journey is known as a galactic year. As you rest, breathing in and out, you are traveling on this ancient path. The last time our solar system was in this exact part of its orbit, the supercontinent Pangaea had just begun to break apart on Earth, and dinosaurs had not yet emerged into the light. A galactic year is the slow, majestic heartbeat of cosmic time. In all of its 4.5 billion years of existence, our sun has only circled the Milky Way about 20 times. We are still young on a galactic scale, a newcomer in a vast, glittering city of older, more traveled suns. You are part of this galaxy's motion, moving gently along its long, winding story. Looking out across the sweeping disk of the galaxy, you can see the grand spiral arms curling through the darkness. These sweeping lines carved into the galaxy's disk might seem like permanent, solid structures, but they are not made of fixed stars. Instead, they are slow-moving patterns, density waves that ripple patiently through the galactic disk like a beautiful, shifting illusion. As clouds of cold gas and dust drift into these invisible waves, they are gently compressed, triggering a quiet spark of creation. It is here, in the dark, serene arms of the Milky Way, that star formation begins in absolute silence. Massive clouds of molecular hydrogen, chilled to just a few degrees above absolute zero, drift through the void. Gravity slowly takes hold, drawing the gas inward until it heats, spins, and eventually ignites into brilliant newborn suns. These radiant stellar nurseries light up the spiral arms with vibrant bursts of blue and silver, illuminating the curves of the galaxy with a quiet, beautiful fire. Every star you have ever seen, including the sun that warms your skin, was spun gently into being from one of these cloudy, shadowy cradles long ago. From the coldest, darkest shadows come the brightest, most comforting lights. Much of this brilliant creation is hidden from our eyes by vast, drifting veils of interstellar dust. These microscopic grains of carbon and silicate weave through the galaxy in long, delicate tendrils, absorbing light and blotting out entire nebulae in the visible spectrum. But what looks to the human eye like pure darkness is often a warm, sheltering cradle. The dust is simply a blanket, shielding the delicate, early stages of stellar birth and allowing the gas to cool and condense. In the universe, what seems like emptiness is very often the silent beginning of something wonderfully bright. Let yourself drift inward now, leaving the quiet outer suburbs and moving gracefully toward the glowing heart of the Milky Way. As you approach the center, the stars draw closer together, their collective light merging into a dense golden haze. The center of our galaxy is not a simple flat circle, but an intricate, layered labyrinth of light and motion. Astronomers peering through the obscuring dust have found that the central bulge is shaped like a three-dimensional peanut, swelling in the middle and narrowing at the ends like a slowly twisting hourglass made entirely of stars. Through the middle of this luminous heart runs a thick, elongated bar of stars, a glowing bridge that rotates slowly, its gravity gently sculpting the inner arms and feeding material deeper into the core. At the very center of it all lies an enormous, silent mystery, a supermassive black hole known as Sagittarius A star. It is a singular point of profound gravity, carrying the mass of more than 4 million suns, yet occupying a space smaller than the orbit of Mercury. There is no fear here, only awe. We cannot see it directly, but it acts as the silent, steady conductor of the Milky Way's heart, pulling the innermost stars into a sweeping, relentless, and perfectly balanced dance. Sometimes a wisp of gas or dust drifts too close and falls inward, flaring softly before crossing the threshold of the event horizon, but mostly, Sagittarius A star simply sleeps. Long ago, it may have burned brilliantly as a quasar, lighting up the entire galaxy from within, but now it rests in the dark, anchoring the spinning wheel of stars around it. Stretching tens of thousands of light years above and below this quiet center are two vast, ghostly structures known as the Fermi bubbles. Invisible to the human eye, these enormous lobes glow gently in high-energy gamma rays, drifting silently over the galaxy like twin, radiant balloons. They are the lingering echoes of ancient violence, perhaps from a time when the central black hole flared with wild energy, or when fierce waves of star formation swept through the core. Now, they simply drift. Reminders of a past we cannot fully see, wrapped in quiet radiance far above the starlight we know. As you float above the galactic plane, gazing down at the spiraling disk, you begin to realize that the galaxy holds far more than we can ever possibly see. By all logic, the Milky Way should not exist as it does. The stars at the outer edges of the galaxy are orbiting so fast that they should be flung outward, scattered into the deep intergalactic night like dry leaves caught in a rushing wind. And yet, they remain perfectly bound, turning smoothly in their arcs. The answer to this quiet mystery is dark matter. This unseen substance does not shine, it does not reflect, and it does not emit any light at all. but its gravity outweighs all the visible matter in the galaxy many times over. It forms an enormous, nearly spherical halo that surrounds the entire Milky Way, extending far beyond the furthest glowing stars. We do not know exactly what dark matter is, but we know that it is the invisible, silent scaffolding that holds everything we love in place. It is the hidden weight of our home, enveloping the galaxy like a quiet, protective shroud. Even as you rest, trillions of dark matter particles flow silently around you, passing through your body and the Earth itself without leaving a trace, ghost-like, ever-present, and perfectly harmless. Drifting outward into this vast, invisible halo, the space between objects grows immensely wide. Out here, far above the dense, crowded traffic of the spiral arms, reside the oldest objects in the galaxy. These are the globular clusters, compact, perfectly spherical swarms made of hundreds of thousands of tightly bound stars. They orbit the galactic center in long, slow, graceful arcs, drifting patiently like moths circling a distant, ancient flame. These quiet, golden spheres are incredibly stable, and many are more than 12 billion years old. They serve as cosmic time capsules, holding stars that formed before the universe had time to forge heavy elements, born when reality itself was younger, wilder, and just learning how to become what it is today. Glowing faintly in the dark, they are the silent elders of our galaxy, watching over the spiral below. Our galaxy feels timeless, but it is a living, evolving structure that changes shape over billions of years. It is not a pristine, untouched pinwheel, but rather a magnificent composite stitched together from the wreckage and remains of 1,000 smaller worlds. Over the eons, the Milky Way has drawn in faint, drifting dwarf galaxies, gently unraveling them and scattering their stars across the sky. Across the dark canvas of space, astronomers can map thin, delicate ribbons of starlight stretching in sweeping curves. These are stellar streams, the remnants of ancient, quiet collisions, tracing the former paths of smaller galaxies that wandered too close to the Milky Way and were patiently dismantled by its gravity. Some wrap entirely around the galaxy like ghostly, shimmering halos, while others dive inward toward the core. Like a great ancient tree carrying the rings of its past in the wood of its trunk, the Milky Way carries the memory of these ancient mergers in every thread of scattered light. It is a galaxy stitched from ruins, a living mosaic slowly and elegantly built by time and motion. Even the flat disk of the galaxy is not perfectly still or rigid. From a distance, it does not lie perfectly flat, but is warped, bending slightly upward on one side and downward on the other, forming a graceful, undulating wave across the stars. This gentle wobble rotates slowly, rippling like a spinning plate nudged softly off balance, moving an invisible wave through the cosmos. The galaxy flexes and breathes in response to unseen gravitational forces, dancing incredibly slowly through the emptiness of space. And the Milky Way is not dancing alone. It belongs to a small, quiet family of more than 50 galaxies known as the Local Group, bound together by the invisible threads of shared motion and mutual gravitational pull. Far off in the deep night sky, appearing as a faint, soft blur to the naked eye, is our largest neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy. Though it is over 2 million light-years away, gravity holds our two great spirals in a slow-motion ballet, curving our paths across millions of years. In about 4.5 billion years, the Milky Way and Andromeda will drift close enough to finally merge. It will not be a sudden or violent destruction. The stars themselves are spaced far too widely apart to ever crash directly into one another. Instead, their immense gravity will stretch both galaxies into long, beautiful arcs, and tidal tails of starlight will curl outward into the dark. After billions of years of this slow, elegant dance, the two galaxies will settle and fold together into a single, larger, and incredibly vast new form. The future of our galactic home is written peacefully across the stars, an ancient story of fading lines and grand, slow beginnings. The universe operates on a principle of quiet renewal. Across the vast spans of the Milky Way, matter is constantly recycled across generations. Stars are not permanent. They live, they burn, and eventually they gracefully end, returning their material back to the dark void. Massive stars release heavy elements into the surrounding space, acting like storms that stir, fertilize, and reshape the interstellar medium. Giant molecular clouds cool and condense, gathering these enriched materials to form brand new stars, quiet rocky planets, and the eventual possibility of life. You are intimately connected to this grand, turning engine of renewal. The iron in your blood, the oxygen you breathe, and the complex organic compounds that shape your existence were all forged in the hearts of ancient, dying stars. The atoms that make up your body drifted through cold, silent space for eons, gathering into a new form on a quiet blue planet nestled safely in the Orion Spur. You do not just live inside the universe. You are made of it. You are the universe arranged in a miraculous pattern that can rest, that can breathe, and that can look up in wonder. You are a way for the cosmos to know itself, to dream of itself, and to find peace within itself. As the stars slowly begin to dim behind your thoughts, let your awareness gently dissolve into the vast, protective expanse of the galaxy. You have drifted through the silent, glowing arms of the Milky Way, watched the slow, patient birth of suns inside veils of cold dust, and floated safely above the sleeping heart of Sagittarius A star. You have felt the invisible, comforting weight of dark matter holding the sky together, and witnessed the ancient, golden glow of globular clusters suspended in the deep halo. The universe is an endless, quiet ocean of light and shadow, and you are resting peacefully in its softest currents. Tonight, as you sleep, the galaxy continues to turn. Starlight is traveling across billions of years just to touch the Earth. Silent orbits continue their majestic, perfectly balanced arcs. And you are floating effortlessly within it all, a small, beautiful warmth in the dark, held safe by gravity, cradled by time, and resting deeply in the quiet, radiant sea of the Milky Way. There is nothing left to explore right now, no distances left to cross, and no cosmic mysteries you need to solve. Just the slow, steady rhythm of your breath, perfectly in tune with the slow, ancient turning of the stars. Let the infinite darkness blanket you in profound comfort. Let the starlight guide you into the deepest, most tranquil rest. Sleep well, surrounded by the gentle, humming silence of the universe, and dream softly among the stars. And now, as the distant glow of the galaxy begins to soften, you find yourself drifting even further, beyond the bright rivers of stars, into a quieter, deeper darkness. Out here, there are fewer lights, fewer movements, only the gentle, endless stretch of space itself. The Milky Way, once vast and overwhelming, now rests behind you like a fading dream. A soft spiral of light slowly dissolving into the distance. You are no longer traveling, you are simply floating. There is no direction, no urgency, no destination waiting ahead, only stillness, only silence, only the slow rhythm of existence itself. And in this quiet, something changes. The need to understand begins to fade. The questions that once felt important gently loosen their hold. The vastness is no longer something to grasp, but something to rest within. You begin to notice that the silence is not empty. It is full of time, stretching endlessly, full of unseen motion, galaxies drifting far beyond your awareness, full of quiet energy, holding everything together without effort, and within this infinite calm, you are safe. Completely safe, carried gently by the same forces that guide the stars, held by the same invisible balance that keeps entire galaxies in motion. You are part of this quiet harmony. There is nothing you need to control, nothing you need to solve, nothing you need to become. You are already here, exactly where you are meant to be, suspended in a universe that asks nothing from you tonight. As your thoughts begin to slow, like distant stars fading one by one, your awareness softens, drifting further inward, away from the vast outer cosmos and into a peaceful inner stillness. Your breath becomes steady, calm, effortless, in and out, slowly, gently, like the turning of the galaxy itself, quiet, patient, endless. Far away, the Milky Way continues its ancient motion. Stars are still being born, light is still traveling across unimaginable distances, and time flows on, untouched and eternal. But you no longer need to follow it. You can rest. Let the darkness wrap around you like a soft blanket. Let the silence carry you. Let the last flickers of starlight fade behind your thoughts. There is nowhere else to go. Nothing left to explore. Only this moment, this breath, this gentle, drifting peace. And as the universe continues its quiet, endless dance, you slowly, softly drift deeper into rest, into stillness, into sleep,